this says something about the education system as well, because they try and guide you to your career. My two best grades were in PE, physical education, and biology.
Oh, wow.
Which are the two skills that I apply now.
Yeah, wow. That's quite interesting, isn't it? Because
it's very interesting.
It show you there, whether consciously or unconsciously, but there was something that you were good at originally that has led you to where you are now. But I mean, in that phase, I mean, obviously now you are into martial arts, but if events had turned out different and you are not introduced here, could you see yourself doing something else different to martial arts, for example?
Oh no, I mean, I am a martial artist.
Yeah.
That's that is, I've got a shelf up here that I call my spirit shelf. I'll just show you this. We're going to unplug this. This is a bit impromptu, but that's my spirit shelf, all right?
Yeah,
so
that's brilliant.
And that's based off of a book I read called Warrior's Way by a man called Robert the Rock, which is, and the philosophy is dealing with, there's, there can be up to 5 different people inside you. Yeah. So up there I've got, the warrior, the sage, the protector, the watcher, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Represented by a samurai, a meerkat, a dragon, and it's Yoda, but I've also got Chi up there as well now. Yeah. So, the warrior, the martial artist is, that is just one of those parts of me that won't ever go anywhere. That will change. Even if which I probably never will, stop kind of practicing martial arts, I'll always teach them. I teach young mixed martial arts students, I teach Thai boxers, I teach grapplers, and I love to do that. Yeah. So I don't think that'll change anytime soon. It's just over the next, I'm 40 years old now, so over the next couple of years, I'm going to stop sparring, because I want to preserve my brain for the rest of my life. So I'm going to stop getting punched in the head really hard. Yeah. That'll change, but I'll never stop teaching. As I like to say, I want to be the old guy sitting in the corner, playing with his beads while the young ones train. And I'll do my equivalent of training. My training will adapt and change over the years to suit my current state of being, But I'll always do it. That's always going to be part of me. The martial artist, the healer is there to stay. It's there to stay now. Like, that's not going anywhere. I love doing that too much. And that's another thing that was something I certainly didn't seek out. It was just my love, my passion, and my study are what led to it being a thing. Yeah. So I never really had an interest in going and studying physiotherapy. All right.
Yeah. I see.
I mean, I can openly and happily say that I do things with people that physiotherapists have never been able to do with them. If you're into football, I can talk about it openly now, but I actually almost carved out my own niche in the football world. Yeah. It was one of my first big success stories. He was told that he would be in a wheelchair in a couple of years, but he ended up in my doorstep as a last ditch attempt, and he's out travelling the world being a scout for a Premiership football team in Scotland called Hibernian, or Hibs FC.
Yeah, Hibs. Yeah, I know Hibs. Yeah.
And one day he was at a scouting thing and he hands in his report, and the head scout goes, "I've never seen this before. What's this?" And he's like, "Oh, this is just a little bit on how the guy moves and so on and so forth." And he's like, "I want more of that. Do more of that." And he says, "I can do you one better. I can give you the guy that taught me." So he got in contact with me. And what was happening is I was going along on scouting expeditions, but I was doing biomechanical scout. So I was looking at the player they were thinking of buying. And I only got to do it twice. I'm not going into the story of why I can't, I'm not doing it anymore, but basically my fault. But also politics. Again, that's a whole other story. I would love to talk to you again, Alex.
Absolutely.
And, and talk about you as well. But the nuts and bolts is the 2 times I did it, I predicted what and when they would get an injury. And I was successful those times. I was able to tell them, like, and break it all down in words.
Yeah.
And they had like an £80,000 a year physiotherapist working for me at the time.
Yeah.
And Stuart told me just to end on a funny story, told me a story that they were sat at just a training match, and the physio was there, and he handed the physio my report and went, do that. And the physio was just baffled, trying to read my report and decipher what it actually meant. It's not in code. I haven't, coming back to teaching myself, I haven't been trained professionally by anyone to do this. This is just through, my love, my passion, and my self-education and my commitment, which we can bring under the umbrella of discipline.
Yes.
Towards doing it. So my system is just something that's in here.
Yeah.
It's not anyone else's. It's something I've developed away from anything, formal. It's completely informal, even in the way that I write it.
Wow.
So, if there's anyone listening to this, if there's a piece of advice I could do that is, get some formal training, but you have to break outside that dogma and put your own thing to it, I did get formal training in the sense of my personal training level 3, where I've absolutely loved the anatomy and physiology of it. I mean, that's how much of a geek I am. I'm quite happily sit and look at that for an hour. So that I can see, when I look at someone, I can see the inside of their body, and then when I do certain things, I know what's going on. Yeah. Along with watching weird videos and stuff. So if we rely just on that formal education, and I met a bunch of physios that were in the NHS that suffered from exactly that. They were good at their job, but they weren't allowed to do it. Not that they weren't allowed to do it; they had to do it. And this is the box. And this is what you apply to everyone, and then 6 weeks.
Yeah. Because they have to operate within regulations and within certain books, isn't it? Yeah, brilliant. So, just conscious of the time, how can people find you, and how, what is it that you offer if people are interested in your story and maybe, get some more training and support or mentorship or something with yourself?
Well, I'm actually, over this last year, I've actually been fine-tuning being able to do what I do via a video format, so I can actually do this stuff very efficiently, because I've done it with 3 people now. Two recovered their back, 1 removed pain from their shoulders and their arms and stuff, and currently working on getting rid of the feeling of numbness in their hands that they've suffered for 7 years. And I'm quite confident we'll be able to do that as well. So I can do this in an online fashion. I pretty much came off of social media, but I can still. I do have a Facebook account, but I don't use it. I only use it for business. So I don't log into Facebook, scroll, and interact on that anymore. So there's a few ways people can get a hold of me. Obviously, they can email me at Functional Living. That's functionalliving@hotmail.com. That's my most common email address. I'm on Instagram as That Body Mechanic. I just recently changed the name to That Body Mechanic. So I'm on there. I can be found on there. Although again, I don't really post on my personal profile much. I'll look to. I don't know. I'm just not good with it. Number one, but I put the time into the business pages. So obviously, I've got my Optimal Ability Functional Health Academy, and next month I'm going to be launching a big project, which I wish I had time to talk about just now, is the Online Health Academy, which is basically going to bring health professionals together in one place at a very affordable price online, where you can access their unrestricted information. Because that's one of the things. Like a dentist, I know he left dentistry because the only work really is in the NHS, and it's just one in, one out, constant. He is a helper. He loves to help as well, so it's really hard for him to work in that environment because he was constricted and he couldn't do the job that he wanted to do. So the idea with this is to hopefully attract, but also I'll need to reach out to people out there like that just want a forum where lots of people like-minded can get together and share quality health information. Hopefully I'll bring my twist to it and the stuff that I do. But I want to get academics and all that kind of thing involved. So
no, that's brilliant. I think Douglas, this was a very good test of you as a person and what you're doing and what you bring. And I'm quite fascinated, especially that field of martial arts. And maybe I think we will probably arrange another session where we can explore.
I'd love to, Alex. Yes, because we could talk for a very long time.
Yes, absolutely, because there's just so much in that field that we can unpick, and how it can relate to business as well, and just general personal development of people, either physically, mentally, and in all other aspects of life. So there's just a lot there. So I know it's good that at least we had this quick chat to explore the big items, and then we'll get to catch up and explore the details. So thank you very much, Douglas, for catching up with me today. And I'm conscious of the time, but enjoy the rest of your day. And we'll link up again and we'll arrange another session.
Brilliant. And thank you, Alex. I listened to a couple of your podcasts before I came on, and I really enjoyed them. I especially like the one about smile. That is a lesson I teach to my young students, especially. I would love an opportunity to talk to you about all that with you. That would be great.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, Douglas. Okay. All right. Cheers.
Okay, Alex. Take care. Bye.
Bye.